So, good afternoon. This is Dennis Sanders. I am the pastor at First Christian Church of St. Paul. And what we're doing is an occasional series, hopefully maybe on a weekly basis, where I will try to speak to the congregation about things concerning our church, where we're at, and where we're going. So this is the first one for May 1st, or as I'm also calling it, week 6 of staying at home. So speaking of staying at home, if you have heard, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has extended the stay-at-home order until May 18th. So we still will not be meeting in church at this time. None of this means, though, that if on May 19th we're going to be worshiping back here pretty soon. There are going to be a lot of things that happen. Churches, in many ways, and other religious communities are probably going to be one of the last people who can finally congregate for a lot of different reasons. We still have, and since there is no real vaccine or treatment for COVID-19, and because we have a number of vulnerable members, we probably will not be worshiping, at least for the foreseeable future, in this building. We are still trying to figure out, though, what does that mean? One of the things that we're trying to do is determine, we should do is to determine what are we going to do when it is okay to worship. We will have to kind of think about what we're going to do and to prepare for that. Does it mean doing some cleaning, especially of surfaces, to prepare? So there are a lot of things to be thinking about. What I'm hoping is that I can get together with the leadership team, which consists of the moderator, vice moderator, and treasurer, and myself, to start talking about that, and also to talk about what things will we continue to do during this kind of interim period. One of the things that we have not been doing for a while, and I apologize for, is fellowship. But that changes this Sunday. Sunday at 11 a.m., we will be having our a coffee hour, a virtual coffee hour on Zoom. If you are interested in joining us, please feel free to drop me a line. You can send an email to pastor@fccstpaul.com, and we can try to get you onto that call. It is also, the information of getting on is also in your weekly email. And so I hope that you are able to find a warm liquid, if it's not coffee, something else, and join us. And hopefully, I'm hoping that this will be a weekly event. Related to fellowship, I'd like to ask a favor. If you can, if you are able to, I would love to get a picture of you and or your family. I wanted to try to do something, at least in here, or somewhere, either online or in the building, that shows a little bit of the church and just reminds us that we are a gathered community and that we are together even though we are apart. So if you are able to do that, please take a picture, and then you can send it to me at pastor@fccstpaul.com, and then we will try to work to do something so that we can get a picture and show a picture of all of you. Related to that, I do have a request. As you remember, before we stopped worshiping in person, we were collecting peanut butter. And we've kind of had trying to figure out how to do that, and I had hoped that we could do something where people could drop it off, and that never really worked. But one of the things I am asking is if it's possible for someone to take this on, who can continue to collect the peanut butter, and also be the person in charge of getting it to the food shelf. So if you're interested, please let me know. And so finally, I want to leave you with with a thought. Some of you know that I have Asperger's syndrome, which is a kind of a version or is on the autism spectrum, and I probably have a little bit of ADHD, which means for me to try to do devotions is always a challenge. So I have found, though, the Moravian daily texts to be a godsend because of their verses. They usually have very brief verses, and you can do those devotions rather quickly, that you can, at least for me, still maintain attention. Today's was rather interesting. There were two passages. The first was from Numbers 11:23, and it simply says this: "Is the Lord's arm too short?" And then the other passage is a little bit longer. That comes from Jesus on the Sermon on the Mount, from Matthew 6:28 through 29 and 31. Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil or spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not clothed like these. Therefore, do not worry, saying what you will eat, or what we will drink, or what we will wear. This is a time of worry. We're all worried. It's an uncertain time. We have no idea what's going to be happening in the next few months. We have no idea what could be happening in the next week. I, again, don't even know if I can tell you when we're going to be worshiping in this sanctuary. Everything that we had, that we used to have a few weeks ago, no longer really works. And even when we get back into this sanctuary, things won't be the same. All of that creates a sense of anxiety. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't worry, because I think that's silly to say. We're humans. If we don't know what the future is, we're going to worry. We're going to be concerned. But the thing I think from these passages tells me is, A, God's arms are not short. God is there, and God takes care of us. Even in these troubling times, God is saying simply to us, I got you. And that's the message that I want to leave with you. God has us. Know that and believe it. So that's it for this Friday, May 1st, and hopefully we'll probably do this next week for the Pastoral Report. I will see you Sunday online at 10 a.m. You can join us on Facebook, the church website, which is fccstpaul.org, or on YouTube. Hopefully I will see you. Have a good time. Godspeed. Stay healthy.